Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Zanut here. Well, look what we got. Some more fittings. Awesome. So I'm going to go through now and hopefully I did the job right this time and I have enough fittings to match up with the spacers and things that I need, the extenders that I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the fittings in now and see how it comes out so we can start truly tubing this guy up. Thanks. Let's see what it looks like. And we're back with a new GTX 670. This is the 2 GB version for the win, and it has the full PCB just like the full 680. And what that means is I can use my GTX EKFC 680 GTX water block on this guy, or at least I should, and per the EK configurator I can. So we're safe this time around. And so those of you who have not seen a water block installed, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll probably do it quick. There's plenty of videos out there on this, and I also recorded my putting water blocks on the 680. So I'm really not gonna. I'm gonna videotape just the quick key points, and then got to get to installing this into the custom modified 600T. For those of you who've seen this install before on the 680 or other cards, bear with me or fast forward to a little bit further up and you'll see the card being fitted in the case. So here we go. Next, first thing you're going to do here is remove, I believe there's 19 screws on the GTX 680. Let's see if that's the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yep. Same 19 plus screw up here on the corner. And then there's a screw on the front there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and remove the stock air cooling off of this guy. So I'm going to get started on that right now. Okay, I've cleaned off the all the chips that are going to get thermal pads and the processor. I also did use for the processor the Art Clean stuff that I used on the CPU and the purifier. And then for the other chips, I put a dab of the MX4, a tiny little bit on each of the ones that are going to get the pads. So now I'm going to put the pads on top of them. Okay, I have all the pads in place and the thermal paste applied. And now it's time to line up the block. And let's do it. Alright. I'm going to take the block, put them over here. Alright, everything's lined up. Now I'm going to install the hardware onto the back of the card. Now that we have the block aligned, now it's time to secure the block to the PCB. Okay, there she is. There is the EVGA GeoForce GTX 670 for the Win version, 2 GB with a EKFC 680 GTX water block mounted on it. And I'm ready to put it in the case and finish up the tubing runs for the 600T water cooled build. Okay, we have the graphics card GTX 670 now installed. Fittings set up here to line up between the CPU and the inlet, and then taking it out and going up to the reservoir. I had to remove the plug that was there and put it on the top of the res because that's a much better, straighter shot to the reservoir rather than doing some additional right angles to come down the top. So alright, here is that graphics card down here with the plexi. It will have that pastel white showing down there, and so far so good. Now it's time to run the rest of the tubing here. Also take a look, you see this guy just barely touches the reservoir. I mean a hair. I don't know if there's going to be vibration or anything from the pump that's going to cause any noise, but that's a tight fit, and the only thing that I can do to change that would be to not mount these here, because that really is the key for where this tower sits. I could move it over, but I think it was meant to be just like that. Alright, let's finish the tubing and then get ready to do some filling. Alright, we've got it tubed up, and let's see, let's take the flow from the reservoir down out of the pump into the phobia rad, through the rad, out the other side, up along the top into the 360 rad, out of the 360 rad into the CPU block, the EK Supreme, out of that then to the GTX 670, and out of that back up and into the reservoir. And then over there we have the fill port, so that is coming down from the top of the case. So now it's time to get busy and start filling this guy and see how it goes. Okay, we have the Mayhem's pastel ice white concentrate mixed up, and we're gonna start filling up the loop. And here is the fill port on the other side of the 360 rad mounted in the top, and I've got a extender with a little fitting going to my funnel, ready to start filling. So if there's no leaks, it'll come in through that into the reservoir and get into the pump and start making its way through the loop, and hopefully we have no leaks, and we have we don't need more Mayhems. I only bought that one bottle. I didn't even think about getting an extra one. So we'll see. If we have to get an extra one, well, we will have to get an extra one. But let's see how it goes. I'll put you on the tripod, and I have my extra power supply, my NZXT, with the jumper put in the right spot so that power supply will turn on. And then here is my connection for the pump. So once I get some fluid, some coolant in the reservoir over the pump, then I'll turn it on and we'll get started. So let me put you on the tripod. Alright, let's see. Start pouring some. Spillage already. top. Let's get the pump going. Damn, major leakage. Okay, the seal at the very top here is not good, so when all that fluid was coming up through the top and through the fill port, it came out through that. So I thought I had it on there nice and tight, and I don't know right now what to do. I may have to take apart the thing and make sure that top is on. Well, I guess I should do that. So I'm going to take off this cap and make sure that that is on there nice and tight. Hopefully I don't lose all this down here. Okay, well, that was exciting. Well, what I found out was that when I positioned the reservoir, I adjusted and tightened these guys so that this top piece would, you know, position itself out so it would be easy to connect to. And also, but I can't do that, and also this was not tightened down, so I did a piss poor job of, you know, assembling the pump top, the pump mod kit, and then putting the reservoir on there. And so it was leaking out of here, it was leaking out of here, it actually leaked from up here. It was terrible, terrible job. Now, but what I found out is by tightening it down completely the way it should be, my port has to come out the side there, and actually the pump out can only be in the back. No matter, if I rotate it around, then this goes in a different way. There's really no adjustment. You have to tighten this all down first on this top and then position everything. Now when I did that, it turns out that I'm not using right angle to get just to the front here. So this the pump starts going into that side of the phobia reservoir radiator, and then comes out here and then goes to the back. So there's a slight change in where that goes, and actually it's not so bad because it's nice to be able to use this as the drain portion, so I can just disconnect that and drain it here and drain this guy out. It's one of the lowest parts of the case. So I think it turned out all right afterwards. My original plan was to have that you know, the pump feeding out the side here, because I thought that's the logical place for it to come out. But I can't do that. I'm limited by, if I tighten all this down properly, and we'll find out if that is properly, the out comes out the back of the towards the back of the case. So the loop now goes from pump to phobia back, comes out the front, and then loops up and around, and everything else is as it was before. So let's get it back on the tripod and see if we spring yet another leak, or if we have success and we don't have any leaks and we can bleed the system. So I hope that was exciting for you. Let's see if this is this is going to be as exciting. Maybe another leak will spring, or that was a major flood. Alright, let me get you back on the tripod. Okay, before I turn anything on, let's get let's see if we get some more coolant into the reservoir. Alright. So far no leaks right now. Let's get some more in there. I see some starting to go down towards the back. Let's do a quick pump turn on and see if we have any see if we get any leaks. Alright, no leaks. No leaks from around here. I don't see any drippage yet, but we got to get it running, so let's fill it up some more. I did lose some coolant when I had to drain it out of here, so but we'll see. I didn't have another jar to start with. Get it going. I opened up the plug at the top to get some air in there to fill it up a little bit. That there was too much of a vacuum in there. It wasn't filling up as quickly as I would have thought. Well, so far so good. I see no leaks anywhere right now at any of the fittings. Oh, shit. I filled it up too fast. I didn't have the plug in the top. Okay. Clean that mess up. Hopefully no more brain farts. Got the cap in. So far everything's still tightened up. I cleaned everything up. Let's turn on the pump here. Alright, we're almost getting there. Let's see if I can bring it in and take a look. There's some drops from before. At the base, that's just remnants. I have to get a Q-tip and dry that up. But back fittings, nothing's dripping there. Fittings look good. CPU block looks good. Looking good. Some light in here. All right. Looks like no more leakage. Would have been nice if that tube to the right, I'll have to make some adjustments there, but Well, I hope you enjoyed the leak show. There is that graphics card with that beautiful pastel white running through it. I'm gonna have to figure out where to put some LEDs. I've got some white. I think pretty much is really all I'm going to put in here is white LEDs. I think I can put a couple on the block, and these usually have a space for them, but I don't see. So I'm going to let the unit run and bleed some more. So after this bleeds up, we're going to finish the assembly, put in the DVD drive. I am going to have to go in and bleed this radiator with that bleed screw up in the top over there, hidden behind that cable. Yeah, down in that screw. I'm going to open that up. But everything's looking good. A little adjustment. A lot of white liquid coming out, and now everything's sealed and getting quiet. Alright. That's it for now. Alright, now it's time to put in the SSD and hard drive, and also the optical drive in the optical bay. So get started installing those guys here. It's pretty straightforward, just mounting them onto these trays and then cabling them up, and then it's time to dress up the cables after that. So let's get them installed. Well, now you're looking at the business side of the 600T, and we have all of the cables addressed in there. Starting with the power supply cables, you have the 8-pin coming up around the side with the NZXT extension, white one, going to the motherboard. And you have the main power and the graphics power cables going to different spots, and they also have the NZXT extensions. So they're dressed nice and neatly out of the way. And then you have the SATA cables coming out from the motherboard there down to the SSD and where the hard drive will be. And then you also have one sneaked up going to the optical drive. And you have power for, I have a white NZXT cable that gives you SATA power, and then there's also the power, the red and black one is the power lead for the D5 pump, and there is a little power adapter there that is the power for the fan controller that's built into this case. And then also snaked up around to the top are the fan cables coming out that tap into the harness, and there's another fan that goes to the back case. And then there is a lead, you can't really see it right now, that feeds the two fans here. They're spliced together on a Y. So those are the fans in the front of the case. So all of the power is all routed and dressed up, and then you have the motherboard USB and control cables right there coming up from that harness loop out of the top. So let's turn it around and see what it looks like with all of the cables in. And the SSD has been put in. I don't have the hard drive to put in there yet, but that's okay because I have to load the OS on the SSD first anyway. And the optical drive is in too. So here's a shot of it all cabled up. Motherboard power, SATA connections, power for the graphics card, all of the motherboard connections, the power supply connections we need. I could not get heat shrink tubing big enough to get around that section there, so that you're going to be able to see those colored cables, unfortunately. But the SSD, and then the one above it will have the hard drive, Yeah, you really, and then up at the top you can see just the white power and the white SATA connector. And this cable goes up. I mean, not that cable, that tube. So she's about ready to be turned on for the first time. I need to get a monitor and keyboard and mouse, and then let's put this top on. All right, top front of the case, nice and clean. Could not tell it was modified. Okay, now for the real test. I told you I didn't test the motherboard at all before putting it together. I normally do on a high-speed PC test bench and all that, but I didn't do that. So now is the moment. We know that the loop is working and there's no leakage anymore. You got to enjoy that. And now you get to see what happens when I turn it on for the first time. And cross my fingers. I hope everything is good. You got some power LEDs going on in the motherboard, and let's see, power. Oh, sounding promising. Yay. So we have a system coming up. And I also installed some, I don't know if you can see them, I installed some NZXT LED white lights around the case. We'll see what it looks like at night. And then I also think I'm going to put some LEDs in the water block and behind the tower. But we'll see what it looks like. So success so far. Recognizes 2500K at stock speeds and 8 gig of memory at 1600. So sweet. We are going to overclock this, but for now it's time to get Windows loaded. So I think that's it for now. We're going to get it loaded and gaming, and I'm going to connect it to a big screen TV, and that's where it's going to reside for a while. So I think that's all I'm going to take you through. If I do add another hard disk, that's no big deal. And lighting, I will probably, if I put LEDs in the block, I'm definitely going to have to post a quick update with that. But there she is, and I will take it through a dark setting view to see the lights and everything. That's it for now. Okay guys, finally got the last bits of the system to put the finishing touches on. Got here a white LED and a Bits Power crystal stop plug. Basically it's a clear plug that has a 5mm LED spot in the top, and I'm hoping that'll give it just the right amount of accent light going into the reservoir. So I'm going to replace that one on the top with this, and I think that's it. That'll be it, and we'll time to put the side on and take a look. Alright, now I have all the lights installed. I did put in the LED inside of the crystal plug at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. But with the reservoir filled up to the top, you really don't see that light yet. I'll see if I can get a shot with the lights down so you can see what it looks like. But now it's time to put the side on it. Let's see what that looks like. Now that's not too bad, and but I think I have an idea what might look even better than that. Now what I think would look a lot better than that Corsair side panel is a custom acrylic panel. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. How's that look? Better than the Corsair side panel? And let's see here, I'm going to turn it on. Turn off some of the lights here. What do you think? I think it looks really good. I really like it if that reservoir was lit up a little bit more. It's about the only thing that I might look to tweak is to put a bright white light maybe behind it. But we'll see when some of the coolant evaporates or runs out. See if that light then shines down into the reservoir. So, but there she is. That custom water-cooled Corsair 600T with a 360 rad in the top and a 200 rad in the front using the original Corsair fans that came from the case, and a was that a coolants reservoir, I'm sorry, a coolants pump housing, pump top mounted on the top bottom cage with a EK 150 basic res screwed onto it, and a i5 2500K with a GTX 670, 2 GB for the win, water cooled with EK FC GTX 680 water block, and a HF Supreme water block with Mayhem's white pastel coolant flowing through its veins. And there is a M4 256 GB SSD, and I believe that's a Seasonic 650, I think it might be the 750 power supply, all modular, and a Sony optical drive in the optical drive bay. So that's pretty much what this system is here, and it came out real good. I'm going to be hooking it up to my big screen TV, doing some gaming on it for a while, but I will be selling this custom system, so be on the lookout. Send me a note if you're truly interested in buying this system. I need to piece together what all the costs were on it, but this is I think this is one of the best systems that I've built. I'll be taking a lot of what I learned in this for the next one, which I'll be posting the kit for here soon. It's really upgrading a couple of systems that I've had in my house. So, but this custom water-cooled 600T is done. Now it's time to overclock it and get to gaming. That's it from Ron's and Nut. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, and if you're so inclined, subscribe. That's it from Ron's and Nut.